Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the FC's Football channel, and today we are here with a match reaction for Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 0. And Manchester United in that game today, obviously we saw the first game and we got the first glimpse of Ralph Rangnick ball. Now, I think it was a real Jekyll and Hyde performance from Manchester United today. In that first half, we were fantastic. I really do believe we were fantastic. We pressed high and we suffocated Palace at times. We didn't really give them anything. But as you would expect from a team that for 3 years have been playing this low intensity style of football, come the second half, we fell off. And ironically, that's when we got our goal. And I think, in a sense, the fact that how inconsistent Manchester United have been over the years and how we have played kind of sort of on the back foot will help us as a team. Because under Ralph Rangnick, we are going to try and dominate games and control games. But at the same time, at times, there will be times where we're struggling in games. And we might be on the back foot a little bit. But United are so used to playing like that, we've still got a chance of scoring goals and plucking something out of nowhere. Because that's what we've done for 3 years, consistently. Fred has more goals than Messi. Past the Fred is trending Lamau. Finally a winner plus clean sheet plus convincing team performance. I mean, like I said, come the second half, I don't think we were great. I think it was a lot more like our usual selves. But as Ralph Rangnick is here longer and has longer to put his style of play on this team, the better we will become. I'm happy with what we've seen today. I really, really am. I think a lot of these players had a big point to prove, and some of these players, like the likes of Telles and Dalot, never really got that opportunity under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to really prove how good they are. And I think under Ralph Rangnick, they're gonna try and take them. I think Telles was and Dalot, I don't think they were amazing today, but I think they put in good performances. And if you're looking at Dalot in particularly, Dalot is a player that is completely different to his alternative. Wan-Bissaka is a very much more defensively minded fullback, while Dalot is an attacking minded fullback. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer preferred that defensive minded one. And now we've got Ralph, and the system, it relies on, if we go over to this full screen view, it relies on the fullbacks getting forward. And that is Dalot's game, and as is Telles' game. Luke Shaw, I think, is a lot more. He's also very good at going forward. Maybe not as good as Telles going forward, but I think Shaw is a lot better going forward, going backwards. Sorry, but Dalot, there's no doubt, Dalot is much better, or much more equipped, or willing to at least, to go forward and attack. So it'll be interesting to see whether someone like a Wan-Bissaka can break into this first team. And if they can, what type of Wan-Bissaka we'll see. Will it be that Wan-Bissaka we've seen a lot this season, or since he's signed, where he's a lot more defensive minded? Or will we see a Wan-Bissaka that will be getting down the line and trying to get crosses in to the likes of Greenwood, Ronaldo, Cavani, Martial, and so on? Or will we not see a lot of this 4-2-2? I imagine we will, because, I mean, look, we've played the same starting 11 that started in the last game. If we weren't going to play the 4-2-2, we would have just started the 4-2-3-1, wouldn't we? Like we did the last game. So I think a lot of questions are still there to be asked, but I'm excited for them to be answered. The attacking players were not used to sharing the ball. Lots of times Greenwood wanted to shoot. Yeah, And look, but again, with time, that will improve, and they'll look up and find the pass more often. All of this sort of stuff will be improved, and like I said, you have to remember and keep into consideration, Ralph Rangnick has been here for a matter of 2-3 days. He hasn't been here long enough to really implement his system at all. So, while what we've seen today is impressive, we're going to see more and we're going to see better. And stuff like like Bruno Fernandes potentially at times too often trying to play that over the top ball or going for goal. We're going to see that coached out of them, because for 2 or 3 years, especially with Greenwood, I don't think they've had proper coaches in charge developing them. I think they've developed because they're in the development stage of their careers. And as you see Greenwood developing, becoming a better, not just player, but a team player, you're going to see him take these optimistic shots out of his game. We're going to see him kind of try and create a better opportunity for himself. Love the sub of Elanga. Never in a million years would Ollie have done that, especially during 0-0. Did Elanga come on at 0-0? Because, I mean, I agree. What I would say about Elanga, I don't think he did much today. I can't remember him getting the ball much. I was very, very surprised to see Jadon Sancho go off. I thought he was playing really well and was constantly involved. So to see him come off for Greenwood was a bit of a surprise. And I do think when Sancho did come off, we looked worse. But, look, we don't know why Sancho may have came off. Plus, I mean, in all fairness to Ralph, while I hope we do see more of Elanga, when the likes of Lingard and Martial are fit and available, that's when I will take note more of players like Elanga playing, if you get what I mean. Because while it's all well and good and very, very nice to see Elanga play today, if Martial is available, if Lingard is available, would Elanga have played today? Or has he just come on because he's a forward option and there's no one else? But, I mean, look, if we go over to Man United's games coming up. So we have Young Boys next in the Champions League on Wednesday. I think we'll rotate for that game. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do a watch along for that game. But we're gonna have changes for that game. Then we go to Norwich on Saturday. Norwich have just lost 3-0 to Spurs. You expect United will play a strong team in that game and go beat them. Then we got Tuesday against Brentford and then Saturday against Brighton. So while games are still coming thick and fast, you expect to winning these games, and they're the sort of games, especially Young Boys and Norwich. Norwich are bottom of the league. Young Boys are bottom of the Champions League group. Are games you can kind of afford almost to not take them easy, but kind of rotate and what's it called? An experiment with new things and try things out where maybe against Crystal Palace and some of the better teams, you can't do that quite as often. Imagine Donny and Fred duo. Again, like I said during the game, I don't know how good of a partnership Fred and Donny would make, but I'll be interested to see. I expect max points until 2022. That would be the dream. Are you going? Unfortunately, I'm not. It's just I've got stuff on. I don't like missing watch longs, but if I've got stuff on, I've got stuff on. Unfortunately, I think we'll get 15 points in the last 5, in our next 5 games at least. Well, I want at least 5. I want at least. No, that's right. That is right. Oh, yeah, I agree. 15 from our next 5 games, 15 from 15 points available. That's what I want, yes. Right, shall we get into the player ratings then? Right, so David De Gea to me, kept the clean sheet, didn't have anything really to do. Because you got a clean sheet. I like to give goalkeepers a 7 if they get a clean sheet. So he gets a 7. Dallo. Now I didn't think Zaha had a very good game, and I don't think that's strictly down to Dallo, but I thought he did all right. Did you lose? We did lose to the young boys last time we played them. Dallo, I thought he was all right. I mean, I'm still not on this Dallo hype train. I thought he got forward well. So I will give him a 7. Yeah, like I said, I thought he did all right. I'm not on the Dallo hype train. I thought some of his crosses were poor. I can't think of a cross that found a man, but I thought he did play quite well today. I thought it was very much helped by the fact Zaha just wasn't on form today. I don't think. Well, I mean, you can if you want to put that on Dallo having a good game and stopping Zaha, you can. But I just thought Zaha so often he beat Dallo, but then ran it off of play or something like that. I just don't think Zaha was at his best, and I think that helped Dallo and his how he looked defensively today. I think if Zaha was at his best, Dallo might have been a little bit more in danger, because even with Zaha not at his best, he did do Dallo a couple times. So, but I do think Dallo played well. Ralph's young boys were lucky last time. Surely it's not a good idea to experiment. Yeah, but that's because Ollie was shit. And we got a man sent off. Champions League could be a game where you can play a lot of our bench. Exactly. That's what I kind of mean by play some of the reserve players and kind of experiment a little bit. If I look at the Champions League group, we've already qualified. So even if we lose, the game, we still qualify. We can lose the game and still top the group if Atalanta and Villarreal draw. So it's a good chance to experiment, like I said, for me. That's the wrong screen. There we go. Dallo 7, Lindelof 7, Maguire 6. I think Maguire played very well today. I think you give whatever you give Lindelof, you give Maguire. And I'm gonna give the back four all 7s. You've given Tellez a 7 as well, EB90. Win or lose, we're going through the knockout stages. We already seeded. Have we already topped the group? I suppose we have, yeah, because we beat Villarreal twice. So we can lose to Young Boys and we still top the group. So yeah, so 7's all round. I thought defensively we never really had many problems. I think, especially at the end there, when Maguire got his injury, putting his head where it hurts. And just winning the ball, which is important. And I think he played well. I got to go low. In a bit, EB90, mate. Have a good one. Yeah, so Tellez attacked well. Good balls into the box. Again, a little bit defensively and dodgy at times. But in general, I thought he was all right. 7. Midfield, I'm going to give Fred an 8. And I'm going to give him McTominay a 5. With Fred today, I thought he was fantastic. His pressing was unbelievable. Got his goal. Got the match winner as well. I thought he was fantastic today, Fred. And I'm actually going to give Fred man of the match. I'm very, very happy with Fred today. And look, I said this during the week. What we know Fred on his day can be good. But too often, he's inconsistent. He can be brilliant and then dreadful. Hopefully, under Ralph, under a proper coaching setup and a proper coach, we can see consistency brought to Fred's game. And if that can happen, he can be quality. Because Fred suits how Ralph Rangnick wants to play to a T. High pressing football. We know Fred's passing is not great. But for once, I can't really remember poor passes necessarily from Fred. I thought he was fantastic today. And he gets an 8. McTominay, similar to Fred, but I don't think they work as a partnership. And I think if you have to pick one, you pick Fred. I thought he was good in the first half, maybe a 6, maybe a 7. Second half, I thought he was really poor. Like I said about Fred, I can't remember any bad passes Fred made. I can think of a few McTominay made. I just don't think he's good enough, to be honest. I just don't think he's good enough. A 5. Yes, we've topped the group, and even if Villarreal wins, head to head, we will be top. But Fred deserves 8, 7 for the game, 1 for the points. So yeah. Sancho. I'm going to give him a 7.5. I thought it was good. I was surprised he came off. I don't quite think he was as good as Fred. And maybe if Fred's, you could put them both on 8. Sancho was cynical at times, was he? I think. I think Sancho was dangerous. I think. Look, it was a different sort of role for Sancho today. Kind of, if we go to the full screen, coming into these sort of areas. So if you got Van der Beek's Bruno and Alanga's Sancho, you had Sancho coming into these sort of areas and constantly swapping and changing. But whatever side he was on, I thought he was dangerous and was creative. I was very, very happy with Sancho. I'm very surprised he came off. Bruno. I'll give him a 7. I thought he was alright, Bruno. Nothing bad, nothing great. I thought he worked hard, pressed well, looked creative. And you know what? I'm going to drop that to a 6.5 actually. He was good. On another day, he could have had a goal or so. He was alright. And then Ronaldo and Rashford. I'm going to give Ronaldo a 6. And I guess Rashford deserves a 6. Ronaldo was the definitely better of the two. But I was very, very happy with how these two played. Especially in that first half. Rashford looked much, much better today than he has in previous games. And I think in the first half, the strikers just got a lot more service. Which is good and important to see. Second half, it became a lot more of a graveyard shift performance from these two. But as time goes on and this coaching setup and staff get these players drilled and playing better, this will go up. And I'll be interested to see how Rashford particularly keeps his place in the starting 11 when Cavani and Martial are back fit. Rashford is rusty for now. Young boys should be fine. Ronnie shut the critics who said he can't press. I completely agree. They worked hard. I thought they played all right. Elanga, I'm actually going to have to give Elanga a 5. I can't remember him doing anything really on the ball. And when he did get the ball, well, when he did fight for the ball, I thought at times he was a bit weak. But look, again, Elanga's hardly ever played first team football. So you don't expect Elanga to come into a team and be absolutely fantastic, to be honest. All he's doing is he's growing as a player and trying to become that first team player. And like I said, I mean, I think if Elanga started today, he probably would have played better. But he came on at a difficult spell where Palace were starting to get a bit of momentum. And And it's just probably the wrong time. Exactly. Elanga needs time. And Ralph Ragnick, I'm going to give a... I'm going to give him a 9, you know. I thought I was very, very impressed with how he started this game. Especially considering he's only had a day or so with this group of players. The pressing, the performance in that first half, or at least in the opening half hour to 40 minutes, was fantastic. And I was massively impressed with it. Second half, we did fall off. But that's what I expected. But I did not expect for us to be so good in that opening half hour. Or 40 to 45 minutes. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting us to be better, but not that good. And that's why I'm going to give him such a high mark. Against Young Boys, if we do the same, it probably will be close to that 7.5 you've just put in, mate. But because it's our first game, he's had 2 days to work with these players. 1 day with this group of players that start, because they started against Arsenal, so they weren't in the first training session, to already have a performance in like that, have the trusting triggers, have be like tenfold better at cutting passing lanes. It was unbelievable. The transformation from Arsenal. I remember the Arsenal game, I was saying that was our worst start to a game we've ever had. This was the best we've had in about 2-3 years. We can't rate Ralph right away. The reason my score is that he needs to screw some of the players to begin with. Yeah, I mean, I get what I mean, but that's kind of why I've given him a 9. I've put him up so high, because he hasn't had that time to drill his way of playing into these players and develop them, and yet still had the players playing as well as they did. And look, obviously you can put some of it down to just that new manager bounce, but I was impressed with him. The guy just picked it up knowing they would be benched. I mean, well, look, at this point we move over to Young Boys. It's now we have to wonder what sort of team are we going to play against Young Boys. Obviously, we've qualified, but will Ralph kind of go with this first team again and just kind of like get them used to how we're going to look to play, or will he play players like Elanga, Mata, Van der Beek, Matic? Will we see someone like a Wan-Bissaka come back in? What's going on with Luke Shaw? We don't know, but will he come back in? There's a lot of questions to be asked about this team at the moment, and I'm excited for the Young Boys game to be answered. Like I said, unfortunately, I won't be able to do a watch along for that game, but I am excited for it. Really, really excited. Anyway, look, that is going to be it from me today. If you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. 7 perfect games after Young Boys. It would be a massive season seeing Ralph play way of play. And yeah, I do think it's a great opportunity for Manchester United to win and get on a run. Win today, like we have, beat Young Boys, and then move on. Next game, get another win, and keep it going, keep it moving. Anyway, like I said, I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching. In a bit. Peace.